What's going on, guys? Rush Ledger here. Appreciate everyone watching the video. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Blockbuster trade that happened this week, and a true Blockbuster. We don't really get to see those. I love seeing trades. Maybe a Penguins fan, and I also like my Coyotes in the West Coast, but I'm a huge fan of the sport, so I do love a good hockey trade. And this is probably the biggest Blockbuster we've seen since the Tyler Seguin deal, and that only really included one major piece. I don't really consider Louis Eriksson a major piece. He's not like a household name or anything like that. So this is big because you got two guys that have been rumored to be traded on and off for the last few years, in Myers and Kane, first round pick. So it's a 8-piece deal, really. Let me recap it for those guys who don't know exactly who got what. Buffalo acquires unsigned goalie prospect Jason Kasdorf. They get Evander Kane, that's the big piece, who's out for the rest of the season with shoulder surgery. And I empathize with you, Evander Kane. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries, so best of luck in your recovery. And then also they get Zach Bogosian, who's a 6'3", heavy-hitting defenseman, pretty good puck-moving guy. Winnipeg acquires Buffalo, a first-round pick from Buffalo this year. They have 3, so it'll be the lowest one of the 3, whatever is closest to 30. I mean, the highest one of 3, or whatever however you want to put that. 2 prospects in Amaria and Brendan Lemieux, both pretty good. I believe Lemieux was the first pick in the second round last year. Then they also get big Tyler Myers, 6'8" Tyler Myers, and then they also get Drew Stafford, who will help their top 9 for sure. So let me give first props to Kevin Cheveldayoff. I've been very critical of his run as GM because he's been ultra conservative, is the best way to put it. In fact, the only player for player trade he's made up before this, where actually one body moved for another body, it wasn't picks. It was the Eric Tangradi, guy going to Montreal, their system for Peter Budaj, who's been playing. So basically a minor league trade because both guys are playing in the minors. So I got to give Cheveldayoff credit for making his first big move, and 2, pretty much answering everything you could possibly want in a trade in one go. They get a top 9 forward that they want, Drew Stafford. They get a young player in Tyler Myers who's really big, and I think really just needed a change of scenery. Honestly, Evander Kane did too. This trade could be both great for both of them because Evander Kane was definitely not wanted in Winnipeg anymore like he was in the past. So he's very much wanted and desired in Buffalo in terms of their management and what they're going to do with him and the coaching staff next year, because they're likely to get McDavid or Eichel either way. They're going to need a winger for him. So Evander Kane's a great guy to have for that, assuming he can get past his locker room problems and his pictures with money on the phone, money phone and stuff. But short term, Winnipeg, they got so many things back in this deal. They got Tyler Myers, who, they could flip and get another price. But with Tyler I think they're going to keep Tyler Myers because then you look at their decor. Tyler Myers, Dustin Byfuglien, huge guys, huge. And then you also got Toby Enstrom, who's a great puck-moving defenseman. And then you also got up-and-comer Jacob Trouba, plus whatever, the other defensemen they have, Jay Harrison and whatnot. Great defense core. I got to give Winnipeg a lot of credit. I did not think they were going to be a playoff team this year. They're in the fight for sure. And I think Winnipeg could give a team like Nashville or St. Louis or Chicago, Anaheim, I think they could give them a ton of hell in a playoff round and maybe upset them 6-7 games either way. It could go definitely either way. So yeah, I like it a lot for Winnipeg. And then Buffalo could also win this trade too. Sometimes you can do a win-win trade. You look at the Iginla Dallas trade way back in the day when Dallas won the Cup. Calgary got Iginla, and he became their franchise player, so it was a win-win. There are also lose-lose trades. You look at Hodgkins for Cassian trade with Vancouver and Buffalo. I think both teams lost that, in my humble opinion. But it all depends on Kane, because, some people consider Buffalo the winners of this because they got the best player, Evander Kane, but it's all going to depend on his attitude going forward, and if he can put up the 30 goals a year, which they're going to have plenty of potential to do that, so that's my take on it. I think Winnipeg won it, but Buffalo could definitely still walk out of here okay in this, although I do think they gave up a little too much. Let me know what you guys think about this. I do really appreciate all you guys watching the video. Please leave me your comments. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll have both those in the bottom. So everyone, thanks.